Welcome. This is David Boles, Human Meme. Today's topic, Internecine Antiquity. The world has always been on fire, perpetually at war, forever in torment. Peace and prosperity are only viable with the ever-ending frequency of war. For if the bomb makers are not making more bombs, then the economy tanks, and the people turn against one another. And where's the profit in internecine bloodshed? The only true path to peace and prosperity is perpetual war, internecine antiquity, as well as in the now. And weapons need to be improved, while the quality of life fails. And yes, we're all in this together, as we take aim at each other, just to be safe, and to protect what is ours, and what is not yours. Are the dead around us the only who are truly alive? After the slaughter of freedom and overweening dismay? Is death the grand equalizer, as Charles Starkweather claimed as he killed 11 people on a murder spree in Nebraska during 1957 and 1958? The United States of America has been in an ongoing state of war since 1776. We're always in conflict, always doing police actions, at home and abroad. And all of that has been done for over 90% of our existence as a nation. I ask you, what sort of living is that? Are we really free when we're always shedding blood on darker, foreign soil? Is this the sort of life we want? To always be in continual fear of dying, and in complete terror of living in terror? If we are what we were, then we are the living butcher shop. I fear it isn't going to get any better anytime soon, as we, the people of the world, keep getting better at killing each other, and now invisibly and conveniently with terror. Now we merely go online and turn out the lights on each other, using the nemesis of the dark web. We leap into game theory, where the end bet is the same gamble of a failed life. And do we truly value life more than death? Infant viability over the life of the mother. Virtual killing is more acceptable in every way than the direct kill, because it is cleaner and faster to execute. And in-person death is always too defying and bloody and too personally human to abide for long stretches of time. Yes, it is always better to press a button and wipe out half the world without wiping a bead of sweat from our brow. Because that's why we have technology. And that is why we have mechanized our morality. All so that we may better fit into our Sunday suits and our summer dresses, without getting too dirty in the mud pit of the work of the state. What we choose to believe and know directly informs the actions we take. If we see danger and threats around every corner, then every hand extended to us appears to be a hammer, and every friendly spark of the eye becomes a bonfire against our vanity. We live surreptitiously, and we die openly, dredged. We have been taught since the cradle to stand up for what we believe in and to make a difference in the world. But what if we are being fed the wrong information that constructs our posture? What if we have been given facts that are not factual, and that are purposefully planted to lead us astray? Then what? Then we act on bad information, and we are driven to extraction by the madness and the execution of a lie. Then what? The world changes as we know it. Loyalty no longer matters. Truth is insignificant. The only thing that concedes is the end game. Do we fight every war? Do we answer every distress call? The trick of living is staying alive, and it doesn't appear that isolationism is the answer, because hatefulness abhors a vacuum. And if we don't stand in to stand up, then someone else will take our place and make the decisions for us in the going forward. There has always been danger in this world, and fire swirling around us, and the way out of this pit of despair has always been diplomacy. What happens when people and countries now prefer to take up arms instead of starting to talk to each other? We are all quickly pressed into the realm of who shot first, and the never-ending conundrum of who is allowed the final shot. We gather together in search of utopia, because we must. We cannot believe we are all alive only to die alone. There must be something else. We clearly cannot merely walk amongst us. We have to have greater surface friction in which we must be scratched to reveal the secret of us. And we lift our eyes to the sun and our mouths to the heavens, and we sing and we plead and we weep for a chance to leave this mortal coil, not in a coffin, but in an escape of our choosing. And we always want to go up, never down. We seek the sky and the grand heavens, and we avoid the pitfalls of the depths of shallow earth. And we once again become what we once were. And we know, although we rarely admit it, that in the end, none of us escape. We are inevitable, time-lapsed photographs, splashes of time against a rocky shore. caught in the moment, and we hope to make a difference, but rarely do. Except in the lives in which we directly touch and manipulate to our finishing benefit. And what other way is there out of here? We cannot feel everything. Our knowing is limited by design. If we only use 1/10 of our brains, what is the other 90% of us doing out there without us? The 90% is helping us disremember and to forget. We cannot take on the full force of the universe, or the protected 10% of our minds will wither and collapse. We are all about protecting our mortal core. We stack morality upon expectation, and in the trembling exchange, we hope not to be toppled from our peak. We hope to be finally allowed to rest a bit in the breeze, with a little bit of sun touching a golden eye, and just perhaps drying away one tiny tear. For, you see, the reality that we know and that we cannot escape is that we were born into the slaughterhouse. Thank you for listening. Be a human meme.